Good evening, I'm Dana Foster and you're watching Valley Community News. It's December 19th and it's currently minus 25. Let's take a look into our top stories for the Gold Country region. 170 singles and families in the Ashcroft and Cache Creek region will have a very happy Christmas as Esther Lang and a group of volunteers with the Ashcroft and District Lions Club delivered Christmas hampers. The Village of Ashcroft would like the community to be aware that transit systems will be unavailable for Monday, December 26th, 27th, and January 2nd. The Gold Country School District shared their message from the Board of Education, offering their heartfelt thank you to the community. The statement also shared that through the Ministry of Education and Children's Student and Family Affordability Fund, that children received lunches and snacks through that program. Parents wanting to access these opportunities are asked to connect with their principal. The Lions Club announced their winners from this year's Lions Raffle. John Douglas won $250 with Pat winning $500 last year. She won $250, and the grand prize winner is $1,000 for Howard Clayton. Last week we spoke to Mayor Ranta of the Village of Cache Creek to find out what residents can expect coming up this year for our community. Let's take a listen. And welcome back, Mayor Ranta. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing this fine week? It's gearing up for Christmas time, hey?
Well, I haven't got into that yet, but yesterday I spent most of the day helping my daughter replace an ignition switch on a Volkswagen Rabbit, and that's just about an impossible job, so it was an exciting day.
That does sound exciting. Also, I've noticed around town, beautiful Christmas lights up this year. Our village is looking quite festive.
Yes, we're very grateful. I mentioned that at our first council meeting, that I asked staff to thank the Public Works Department for the beautiful Christmas lights that go down Collins Road and up Stage Road and around the community hall. I think everybody is enjoying the appearance of those lights, so we wanted to pass on our thanks to staff for doing that.
All right, that sounds great. Now, moving into business, at last council meeting, I understand that delegation was brought forward regarding the drag races. What is going to be happening for the Village of Cache Creek in terms of, next year's drag races and graffiti days? It's quite the celebration that I know many residents look forward to. Are we going to be seeing that again this year?
Yes, I believe we will. Bill Elliott was at the meeting as well, and I think he's kind of responsible for organizing graffiti days. And the delegation, Mr. and Mrs. Boutillier, were at the council meeting, and they had previously sent a letter to council asking to be the sole operators of the drag races for graffiti days. At that time, because theirs was the only letter we had received, I did contact Dwight Toes, who had organized the drag races starting I think in 2018 up until the present, and I didn't know what his intentions were. And initially he thought he would want to operate the drag races, but on Wednesday or Thursday last week, he gave me a phone call and said he was backing out. So what we did was let the Boutilliers know that they would probably be the only in town, and we thank them for their interest in providing drag races during graffiti days. So we'll get that going for June, I think it is.
All right. Do you know if there's anything that community can look forward to or be part of? I know it's an excellent opportunity for many businesses as well to support local businesses. What can you tell us about opportunities for our community?
Well, we're doing whatever we can to support local business. I would encourage our residents to, where possible, shop locally for Christmas gifts for their loved ones, and go at it that way. Every dollar spent in the community stays in the community. So we're looking forward to the holiday season. We've got a good start on it already. And, we wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year.
So I think I might have confused that question. I was actually asking what economic development opportunities will be for residents coming for graffiti days and the upcoming drag races.
Well, there was a mention at the council meeting of needing to have a food truck or something up at the drag races. I think the Boutilliers are going to contact an outfit that operates food trucks. So that is, I don't know if we have any. I don't think we have any in the village of Cache Creek, but that would be an opportunity for local business to establish a food truck service. I know we've had food trucks at graffiti days in the past, and that's been well received by not only the food trucks, but by the people utilizing them. So I don't know what else there is as far as economic opportunities during graffiti days. The opportunities are as broad as anybody's imagination.
All right. One thing that I've noticed being here these past few years is, I guess, a lack of consultation to local Indigenous groups. Is this something moving forward to the new year and how many changes are happening? Do you see maybe some bridges kind of being built between the local Indigenous groups and village council to come together to work together and create equal opportunities for both the local Indigenous groups and our community members?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually was fortunate enough to bump into Frank Antoine over in Kamloops shortly after I got elected, and we had a good chat there. And as well, he came to the opening of the new Eco Depot and spoke at that. And I know Frank well, and we are looking forward to working together. Greg Blaine, I haven't seen him since I got elected, but got along with him well in the past, and I'm optimistic we'll be able to work together for our mutual benefit going forward. So, I don't know, Skeetchison is perhaps a little further away, but we're happy to work with First Nations. And one of the things I mentioned to Frank Antoine was the possibility of resurrecting the Cache Creek Golf Course, which I think everyone would appreciate if we could get that going. And I know Frank is an avid golfer, so he was quite interested in that idea, and we'll see what happens down the road.
Yeah, that would be amazing to get a golf course up and running. I have a cousin who's a golf pro, or her husband's a golf pro, so I'll be sure to let them know. Encourage more people to move here. So what are the biggest topics on the agenda for Village Council? What will we be looking at working on moving forward into our new year?
Well, there's a variety of issues that have come up. Some of them are closed meeting issues, and some are not. One thing that happened at the last council meeting was a motion to replace, I think it's 90 street lights with LED lights, which saves power, and they're actually brighter even though they use less power. And I think the total cost for the 90 lights is something like $54,000, if I remember correctly. So it's a big investment, but it makes the village look better and enhances the safety for people that are walking in the evenings.
When we talk about the financials for our community, are we in a place to be able to spend money on LED lights?
I beg your pardon?
When we look at our budget, our financial budget for the village, are we in a place where we can look at purchasing LED lights?
We passed that resolution at the last meeting, so yes, we are.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about the financials? Are we going to be looking at higher taxes? Do you know anything like that yet? And will we see the pool up and going? I know I've heard a lot of people, I've seen a lot of comments being made about the pool, but also knowing that there is a lot of cost in getting the pool up and running. What are we looking at for that?
Well, you know, it's the goal of council to move forward with investigating through a consultant what it would take to get the pool up and running. We don't have a preliminary cost estimate, but I'm sure consultants would be able to let us know what's required in order to get the pool going again. And what we've consistently said is we'd like to see the pool operating starting the long weekend of May 2023. So if we can do that, we will, but it's subject to the results of an investigation by independent consultants.
All right. Now, I understand that in the previous years, while you were mayor, the pool had not had a fee to go into the pool. I would imagine that there would be a lot of revenue opportunity if we charge people to be able to use that pool. Would that be an opportunity for our community to gain some funding?
Well, I think a lot of people probably mistakenly think that that's a revenue opportunity. But at the time the pool was operating and charging, I think it was $2.25 to go to the pool, the total revenue generated in a year of, well, it goes from May to September, was in the neighborhood of $5,000. The cost of operating the pool is over $100,000. So having somebody sitting in the kiosk collecting $2.25 from each person that goes in was simply false economy. Plus the fact that when you went to the pool back in the days where we were charging, you go in there and you see kids with their fingers in the chain link fence, looking longingly at the pool and wishing they could go, but they didn't have the money to be able to attend the pool. So we decided to make it free, and that enhances business opportunities for the motels in Cache Creek. They can say, oh, you can go have a swim. The pool is free to go swimming. I'm not particularly in favor of putting a fee on, especially in light of the fact that it doesn't generate enough revenue to make a difference to the overall budget.
Oh, okay. I know that the Ashcroft pool charges every summer season, and that seems to be working out for them. Is there a difference between the two pools?
Well, you know, Ashcroft is their own entity and they can do what they wish. Maybe if the Cache Creek pool opens and it's free, maybe we'll get more people traveling from Ashcroft to Cache Creek.
All right. And so we did talk a little bit about taxes. Where are we at with our financials? I know that's often a tough question to ask, but it's a question that I'm sure a lot of our residents want to know. What can you tell us?
Well, we don't know where taxes are going yet. We've got a meeting coming up on the 12th of December to discuss utilities rates, water, sewer, and garbage rates, and they've gone up considerably over the last 4 years. I would like to see us turn the corner on that and either hold them level or drop them a little bit. I guess my goal would be to reduce the cost of utilities going forward. And same thing with taxes. The taxes have gone up quite a bit over the last 4 years. And I mentioned during the campaign that I would do whatever I could do within my power to see us turn the corner on that and start reducing taxes rate in the Thompson-Nicola Regional District. And our residential tax rate was less than half of what Ashcroft was charging, in spite of the fact that our pool was open and free. And the business tax rate in Cache Creek was less than a third of what they charged in Ashcroft. It's not that way anymore, but I think we should work on getting it back to a point where we can operate the village, maintain the services, and reduce the taxes from where they are right now.
All right, that sounds great. Now, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the community about business for the village?
Well, I'm hoping everybody has a wonderful Christmas and that they find under the tree everything they could possibly want. And, don't hesitate to contact me, come into the office or give me a phone call. My phone number is 250-457-3290. That's my cell phone. So if you phone me, if I can't answer, just leave a message and I'll get back to you. So, communication is key, and we want to improve the communication between the council and residents. So please do contact us, myself, or one of the other council members if you have thoughts or ideas or concerns about what's happening in the village of Cache Creek.
All right. And now don't bother anybody at the village office on December 10th because you guys are getting a Christmas lunch, I understand.
We're getting a what?
A Christmas lunch.
Oh, Christmas lunch. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. I hope you guys, what? A Christmas lunch for all the hard work that your village does. I think it's a great opportunity for you guys to be able to celebrate.
Yeah, I do as well. It's great. December the 10th, you say?
I think
That's Saturday.
I thought it was December the 14th. I must have heard wrong.
I think the lunch is on probably the 14th. And as I mentioned at the last council meeting, I have to be in Kamloops on that day, so it's unfortunate. I'm going to go hungry.
Oh, all right. And also the new schedule has been set for Village. Is that going to be posted soon?
Well, I hope so. You mean for the council meetings?
For Village Council meetings, yeah.
Yes, I'm sure it will be, yes.
All right. That sounds great. We'll have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year.
Yeah, same to you. All the best. And to all your viewers as well.
All right. I think we are...
Well, there's still a few activities to join in over the holiday season. Our intern, Valerie Diamond, has more.
Wait, hello everyone. Valerie Diamond Ren's Quest. My name is Valerie Diamond. For Valley Community Channel, these are your village events within Gold Country, BC. Join us December 21st for a special ceremony to honor the grizzly bear. Where? At Stein Camp before the bridge. Ceremony begins at 6:50 a.m., also known as daybreak. Please bring food offerings for Grizzly Bear's sacred fire. For further information, please contact Kevin Duncan, 778-254-4333. Santa Claus is coming to town December 21st from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The Lytton Volunteer Fire Department is bringing Santa for a visit at the Tlecumchin Health Building. Dress your best for photos and fun. All are welcome. Come get to know your firefighters. starting at 7 p.m. December 30th, the first grand entry ceremony for Statliam's 42nd annual traditional New Year's powwow. Location, Lillooet, BC's Recreation Center. Please expect vendors, special dances, a New Year's dinner, good energies, and chapstick. All relatives must know who their relations are before going for the New Year's kiss. December 31st, starting at 7 p.m., tickets for $10 for Ashcroft Legion's New Year's celebration. Music by the Dire Hearts. All are welcome for midnight snacks, drink specials, and more. January 21st, 2023 from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Lillooet's Music Society's 27th annual season presents United in Music 7. Lillooet is blessed with enormously generous, skilled, and talented artists. Please purchase tickets either at the door, at the KC Health, or for Flex Passes, which are books of 3 tickets, call Lynn at 250-256-7754. United in Music is local talented artists performing on stage at a concert for community, health, and entertainment.
It's now time to check out our weather for the Gold Country region. Now, there is a snowfall warning in effect for tonight to Tuesday afternoon. Communities in the Fraser Canyon, including Lytton, are expecting a 10 to 15 centimeter snowfall, possibly even near 20 centimeters for Highway 3 from Hope to Princeton. So be sure to continue to monitor alerts and forecasts issued by Environment Canada. Lytton is mainly cloudy with a 40% chance of flurries, and that wind is coming in from the north at 30 kilometers and could be gusting up to 50 kilometers. That temperature will be steady near -20, a wind chill near -33, and a risk of frostbite for tonight, -20. Cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries this evening. There'll be some snow blowing around near midnight, and we'll see a 2 to 4 centimeter snowfall and 5 centimeters near Boston Bar. That wind will continue to gust up to 50 kilometers per hour, and that wind chill is near -33, so there is a risk of a frostbite. In Ash Creek tonight, a mix of sun and cloud. That wind is gusting up to 15 kilometers. Temperature is steady near -20 with that wind chill at -30. Taking a look into the weather for tonight, it's -23, increasing cloudiness after midnight, a 40% chance of flurries before the morning. We'll see a -23 with a wind chill of near -27. Over in Lillooet, a mix of sun and cloud. That wind is going to be gusting up to 15 kilometers per hour, and we'll see that temperature at -18, a wind chill of nearly -27, a chance of flurries. And then for tonight, you're going to see a 60% chance of flurries before the morning, and that temperature will be sticking around at -19, and that wind chill will be -26. Now, over in Clinton today, it's sunny. That wind chill is -38, and it is cold there, and unfortunately, it's not going to change at night. There is a risk of a frostbite, but you are going to see a clear sky. A low of -3 and a wind chill of -33. And then in the evening, you're going to go all the way to -42. So that is an extreme cold warning that is in effect for Highway 97 from Clinton to 100 Mile House. So they are issuing extreme cold temperatures, and it's going to be during here for much of this week. That wind chill is going to stick around -40 until Wednesday. It's going to be extremely cold, so that extreme cold will put everybody at risk. The weather in the mountains, of course, can suddenly change, so you make sure that you are prepared for the roads if you're traveling this holiday season. And that being said, let's take a look at the roads. On Highway 1, utility work between Jackass Summit Mountain, and that's going to be for 2 kilometers north of Jackass Mountain Summit and 7 kilometers south of Lytton. That's going to happen until December 22nd. There is single lane alternating traffic. Make sure that you are slowing down. Those roads are slippery on Highway 1. Watch out for slippery sections between Blue Lake Road and Collin Road. That's 2 kilometers north of Jackass Mountain Summit to Spence's Bridge. There is compact snow, so again, we're slowing down on these highways. In both directions on Highway 1, they're ditching between Nickaman Road and Junction Highway 8. That's 15 kilometers east of Lytton. And that's going to be happening this week until Thursday. There will be a single lane alternating traffic, so you can expect minor delays. And then again, watch out for slippery sections between Back Valley Road and Donald Road. That's 8 kilometers east of Cache Creek and 24 kilometers west of Golden. There is compact snow on Highway 12. Utility work between the start of Highway 12 and Lytton Ferry Road. That's going to be happening all the way until the end of January. And then on Highway 12, watch out for slippery sections between the start of Highway 12 and the end of Highway 12. There is compact snow for 60 kilometers. If you have an accident to report or would like to add a video or photo, you can email us at news@valleytv.ca. Debra Arnott has been a community leader for decades in the Gold Country region, and recently she won the BC's Medal of Good Citizenship. We caught up with Deb to find out what it takes to be a good citizen.
And welcome back to the Rural Perspective. I'm your host, Dana Foster. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have some exciting news. We have a guest joining us in today's show who recently won the Good Citizenship Medal. Debra Arnott, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. How are you doing?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
So exciting news. I actually haven't been able to chat with you since you retired from Community Futures. I believe was it in the springtime? Is that correct?
Yep, the end of March.
Spring. So what have you been doing besides cleaning up with medals and keeping busy doing volunteer work? What have you been doing in retired life?
Well, I did take a few months off, Dana, and I spent some time in the yard. I haven't done that for years, so got to work in the yard. And then I got a little antsy, so I've started consulting business.
Yeah. Oh. You started working. So you retired for 2 months?
Well, actually, I think I gave it 5 months. So that's pretty good.
That's not bad at all. I mean, you've got the skill set, so you might as well keep busy, right?
Why not, right? And if I can right now, why not, right? Because I'm seeing a lot of gaps in many of the organizations and communities, and I just feel like I can maybe provide whatever experience I have to help them grow and move forward.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about what the Good Citizenship Medal is all about?
Well, I got to tell you, this came from left field, Dana. I did not expect that. I had a phone call advising that, are you aware of this? And I said, no. And they said, you mean the people that nominated you didn't give you a heads up? And I said, this is all new to me. So I, of course, had a little bit of a cry and sat back. I looked at the award because I wasn't aware of it. I knew of some of the individuals in our region that have received it, but I thought, gee, I'm going to look into this even more. So it's, to me, it was about providing that support and just, I think, being a good person in your community, sharing and helping out where you can.
Yeah. Well, you do volunteer with several organizations. How do you manage it all, doing all the work that you're doing in the community and then also now being a business owner? How are you managing everything?
Well, Dana, you know what? I've got a belief that if you're doing stuff that you love, it's not work.
That's so
It's
true.
part of my passion. It has been for many, many years, and have that opportunity.
All right. So maybe tell us a little bit, what do you think it takes to be a good citizen in our community? If somebody was watching right now and they wanted to start doing work in the community, what advice would you offer to them?
I think an individual first needs to know what their passion is. And once they know their passion, there's a lot of need out there. There's opportunities to join different organizations, to volunteer. And because we have small communities, we need to step up and provide support wherever necessary. We're not like the bigger centers where you have many of the organizations. We actually develop our services in our community, and we need to continue supporting them because there's no other way. We need people to participate and step up where they can. And sometimes people think that I find when I talk to many individuals, they think that they have to put many, many hours in. And I tell them, you know what? If you can even put in 1 to 2 hours a week, that means the world to an organization. So it doesn't need to be something that a full-time job. I often hear individuals say they're afraid to go to AGMs because they're afraid they're going to be elected onto the executive. And I say, well, you have the option to also pass, but be involved. Give those hours that you can to ensure that we're providing services in our region. I
You know,
mean,
I love what you do and how you're so ingrained into the community. You're not just involved though in one community. You are making sure that you're putting yourself into different organizations. When it comes to Indigenous issues and community issues, rural issues, is there a reason why you want your face and your voice in all these different sort of elements?
I've always thought regionally, Dana, always. It's not about one community. We all have different strengths in each of our communities. So if you're able to work with them all and pull the good stuff out and support them where they can, share that information with other communities, I think it's just a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I do notice that within our communities there is some segregation between the Indigenous and non-Indigenous. What changes would you love to see to kind of bridge and build our communities together?
I think it takes just to sit down and have a coffee,
Yeah.
to sit down and talk about what is going on, to not be judgmental, to listen. I can't say that enough. I hear things sometimes out in the community and I say, well, where did you hear that? Like, maybe go and sit down and have a coffee, get to know the people, be kind, and just work together. To me, I just think it's so simple because that's my personality. Like, I don't have a problem getting out there. For some, it can be very, I guess, a little bit daunting for some. They're not sure. I've heard people say, well, I'm not sure, Deb, if I'm going to follow the protocol and all those kind of things. And I say, you know what? We're all just people.
Yeah.
Just sit down over a coffee or a tea and just chat about what's going on. But also take the time. Don't think that you're going to meet with individuals and be looking at your watch all the time thinking, okay, well, 10 minutes. You need to put in the time and
Yeah.
just and develop your relationships.
Um, when it comes to building a business in a rural community, having worked as a general manager for Community Futures Sun Country for so many years, what advice would you give to, people who are wanting to build a life, family life, work life, in our Gold Country region?
There are so many opportunities, Dana. There's so many opportunities. And I think that an individual needs to know once again about their passion. But also, sometimes individuals also think that they need to start from scratch. We've got many, many entrepreneurs that are right now transitioning out and they're wanting to retire. great opportunity because you're going to be able to walk in. The business has been running. So I think individuals really need to sit back and not jump in too fast and look at the market, look at the region. What are the needs? Is there a business available that's for sale? Because then it's turnkey. You're walking in and continuing on. You're not starting from right at the beginning, where it can be very, very stressful. I got to tell you, it takes courage to start a business. It really does.
I agree. I don't know how many times I've cried to Debbie about my business entrepreneurial life, but I'm so glad that having someone like you to support me and to encourage me, because here we are, like, we now have an intern and we're just looking at building more and more and more. But you're right, I do think it does take a certain type of bravery, because it's not easy when you're an entrepreneur and you're facing so many different challenges and having people criticize you. How do you handle the criticism, especially in a small community, to just keep moving forward and bringing in new change and new developments?
Well, I think we need to give individuals an opportunity to tell their story. And, I said earlier about listening, we need to allow these individuals the room to grow, not be judgmental, support them when you can. I mean, as you know, Dana, I'm all about supporting small businesses in our region. I always have. That's how I think. That's how I live day to day. And to get to know your entrepreneurs in the region, go into the businesses, talk to the entrepreneurs. They feel alone. They feel isolated, and they're working so hard in their business, and they look around and they see things happening, and sometimes they've got other priorities that they can't get out there. So sometimes you need to go in and chat with them.
And what made you decide to stay in your home community and dedicate your life and your business, your career life, your family life in your home community?
Well, it's my home. And it's interesting you should mention that, Dana, because when I was retiring, I was actually surprised at how many individuals asked me where I was relocating to. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. And I at first it was like I was taken off guard, and I said, well, this is where I live. This is my home. This is where my family and my friends are. This is where all the businesses are. I've cultivated relationships for the last 30 years with these small businesses. Why would I go anywhere? Like, I'm going to continue supporting and doing what I can to assist where I can, try to fill in the gaps if I have time.
Well, then it makes sense why you would win the Good Citizenship Award. How did your family react to you receiving the award? Have you received the actual medal yet, or what's the plan for receiving that?
I'm not sure yet. They're supposed to be getting a hold of me. They announced it on Monday, and I didn't actually really realize it was going to be announced. And I was on my way to Kamloops, and Barbara Roden called me, and I said, I'm just dropping my daughter off the airport. And she said, well, congratulations. I said, what you talking about, Barbara? Give me more information here. And she said, I'm the first one. And I said, I didn't know it was out there. And then my phone started pinging. I was getting texts and emails and phone calls, and I went, wow, yeah, I guess it's out there now. But I have no idea. Apparently, it's supposed to be a virtual presentation. So once I know more, I'll share that with the community.
All right. Well, Debbie, it is so great to chat with you today, and congratulations on a medal. Well deserved. I just wish you so much success.
Thank you, Dana. I really, really appreciate that. And good luck with your business.
Thank you.
You seem to be doing, I know, good on you. I think about you often.
Thank you. All right. Well, we'll chat with you again, and again, congratulations.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
All right, that's it for us today. You've been watching Valley Community Channel News. I'm your host, Dana Foster. Thank you so much for watching. If you have something to report, you can always email us at news@valleytv.ca. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you again soon.